There's a guy nicknamed Kuro who works at a certain game company. On the first day of a long weekend, Kuro drank heavily while out with friends for the first time in a while. Kuro's hometown is Ice City in the suburbs. He got a ride towards there, with a friend going the same way, and was dropped off somewhere along the highway. He'd have to walk about 8 kilometers, but the last train was long gone, and at this hour, it was unlikely to flag down a taxi, so there was no helping it. Well, take care then. Yeah, see you soon. Kuro waved at his friend's receding taillights, then entered a side road and started slowly walking. Though it was technically a suburb, this area retained the desolate feeling of an old post town, especially so late at night. The windows of the wooden buildings lining both sides of the road seemed ready to topple inward at any moment, sealing away the pitch-black darkness within like storehouses, totally still. Katek, katek. Those rotten lattice windows made a faint sound all at once, apparently blown by the wind. It's my first time on this road. I'm not lost, right? Somehow feeling out of place despite supposedly knowing this town well. That was what Kuro pondered in the 120 proof alcohol corner of his mind. His shaggy, uncut hair brushing his nape in the wind felt unpleasant. The wind strangely smelled musty. Did I cross the bridge? I should have. Or did I not? Just then. Keike. The silent darkness was torn by a shrill cry echoing through the night town, resembling both a beast's howl and a bird's, yet clearly human and eerie scream, grating the nerves like nails scraped over glass, also like repulsive laughter. What the? Kuro reflexively looked around, a tingling on the back of his head. Nobody there. Nothing. The cry was a one-off, it seemed. The lingering scream in his mind quickly lost substance. Unsure now if he'd even really heard an odd cry, that was Kuro's state, not my imagination. It was a human voice, right? Not a burr or anything. As he peered into the darkness, questioning himself, next Kuro's ears caught something else. Not a second weird scream this time. This did. Footsteps, approaching from across the road, drawing nearer, heading towards him. But oddly damp, sticky-sounding footsteps. Blah, 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 blat. A figure emerged from the darkness. Perhaps another late-night pedestrian who'd missed the last train and was hurrying home, though it seemed unlikely to be the source of that earlier shriek. If it was, though, bad news. But the silhouette looked strangely small, short in stature, extremely short. A child, maybe 5 or 6 years old, a boy with a bow-cut hairstyle. He came trotting rapidly closer. Splat, splat went his footsteps. Why was a child wandering around outside this late? No, more abnormal than that, nearing. Kuro noticed something else. He was stark naked, not a stitch of clothing on his body. And for some reason, though wet all over and glistening in the darkness, his form was clearly visible. Soaked with water, perhaps? Was Kuro imagining flickering red hues? Sticky, like soup broth. Blah, blah, grish, blat. Kuro felt his drunkenness rapidly fading. Despite considering himself fairly unconventional, he was at a loss how to handle this situation. Should he double back, avoiding the child? Or on the contrary, grab hold of him to get to the bottom of this? But if he did grab a child, was that really a child at all? Was it even human? Blah. Grish. Blah. Grish. Blah. Glurch. Those thoughts raced through his mind instantaneously. The child soon reached Kuro's side. He was grinning broadly, that face smeared with something grinning. Yet not grinning at Kuro, simply staring vacantly ahead, smiling. The boy also grasped something in both hands. Kuro couldn't quite make out what, but to him it looked like an unsettlingly large amount of hair. Hair caked with filth, dangling in clumps between his small clenched fists, swaying. Swish, swish. The naked child trotted past Kuro towards the highway. Squish, squish, glurch, glurch. Now no longer splat, splat, but a viscous glurch squish, like what's slow. Blathering, his sticky footsteps grew distant. Left behind alone in the middle of the road was a completely sober Kuro. What the hell was with that kid? Can't get those creepy squishy sounds out of my head. Rather run into him again on a night prowl. Just toss me in a straw mat bag and dump me in the river, less painful, you know? His macabre quip is also quite in character.